Those false steps are gonna crush my soul.
Look at the
Yeah, or see, boom. Oh.
right. See how he misses to the outside?
Yep.
The wrong aiming point. If he wants to go outside, let him go. Just let him go around. Takes on the shoulder, bam, stop, sweep, nothing.
Perfect.
Now he's got
sees that sweep
confidence.
out for the key on. Yep.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another Empire podcast. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to do a coach's review for the video. We're going to review a video from last year, actually. We're going to look at the Ripon Knights versus the Central Saints at the 12U level. If you become a VIP member over at YouTube, you'll be able to see our breakdown. So this will be actually a coach's breakdown of the game film. This is all cut-ups and things like that. So kind of the hope here is to save the coaches a little bit of time as we break down both teams as we go through it. I have Coach Routh with me, as always, and also Coach Mike. And hopefully you guys like it. All right, let's get started. So here we go. Opening kick.
Nice.
Yeah, Ripon Knight started with that opening kick and gained a lot of momentum. That's that. It looked like a 2x2 set, and they threw the inside slot, ran by him.
Yeah, you shouldn't blitz on the first play like that unless
Oh,
you've
that
done
was-
some real homework.
Yeah, he just blew by him. They weren't ready.
This
thought
is
he
the
was gonna run.
first game of the season.
Yeah,
right?
this is week 1.
Yeah,
Tried jet
so
sweep, little offsides.
I think if you're gonna get real cute like that, you should have already had a lot of film and homework done
This
beforehand.
backside defensive end. Oh no, was it backside defensive end? I think he comes free here. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, but they knew he was open. They're gonna go for it. They throw the screen, screen. Way to break
That's
up
a
on
bad
the ball.
angle. So if you rewind it here a bit and you look, so number 4, that linebacker, you got to know that your safety is going to take that outside lane, so you should be pursuing inside out. I know it's first game of the season, but that's a bad angle, and if he wasn't as big as he was and that wide receiver wasn't as small as he was, he probably wouldn't have made that tackle.
That's a
So
big boy too.
yeah, if he did it from inside out,
He'd be
he
fine.
would have actually crushed him. So that's kind of like your drills and your angles and things like that. It's not
for that
only what
back hip.
you're doing, but what everybody else is.
Ripon wanted to throw early in this game, I remember, and they were somewhat successful, if I remember right, but not as much as I think they were capable of. Counter up the middle.
Those false steps are gonna crush my soul.
Look at the. Yeah, they just left the linebacker free. There was nobody.
Yeah, well,
they were hoping he
rewind it a
would
little
chase
bit
that.
again.
They would hope he would chase that fly. And
If you watch his feet, he takes the step back and then he comes forward. It's wasted movement. It's on the one
Not
he came
taking that
free.
read step.
Yeah, or see, boom. Oh.
Right, and they don't really sell the jet sweep as much as they said. Those fakes are super important. If you got to make it believable, if you want that linebacker to come out. So running backs, fakes are just as important. You want somebody to fake just as good for you to pull out those linebackers. Reverse toss was not great on the back end. Was that defensive end goes free?
On the backside?
Oh, no. Yeah, well, it was just a bad hook. If he's trying to go outside on it, it's not there. Play action. That looks familiar on Mike as been.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's turnover on downs. I got it. Eye back. And I remember they just ran this dude religiously up the middle, too. I mean, why not? This guy was just huge.
Well, look how far back the middle linebacker's starting.
I know he's giving up 5 yards right off the snap.
Yeah, so he's already giving up all that yardage, and then he does a little hop.
So what is that? They got a 5-3, and I know it's week 1. They got a 5-3, and then that far side defensive end is pretty much a corner.
It's a corner, yeah.
Yeah, and then that middle linebacker is sitting at 5 yards depth already, so he's giving that up. He's just
Right.
nervous.
I feel like if coming into the first game of the season, one of the things you absolutely have to be doing correctly every time is lining up properly.
Alignment. Yep.
Because if you're screwing that up, you can't move past it. You have to get that right first.
That defensive end is like lining up linebacker
Oh,
depth.
that's a bad read on the running back. Watch him. He cuts this up when
Dude,
he's
look at
going
that.
outside.
Yeah.
Ah, those are the ones you miss. You wish you could have back. Swing right out to the defensive end. I wonder if they're just banking on that defensive end cutting up underneath, and it just wasn't there. They didn't set the play up. Throw off his back foot. That's going to hang in the air. Pick.
Yeah.
You got to calm down, QB. Watch. It floats. You can see it. Watch. And right there, you know it's going to float in the air.
Look at that middle
Oh,
linebacker.
look at that. He's got 3 guys coming right at him, so he's a little smaller, so he's like trying to throw it over them.
But he should have let the ball go even earlier than that.
Oh, absolutely.
If he lets the ball go a little bit earlier, he'll throw off, better foot, and he's already taken
Yeah.
one hit, so maybe he's a little bit rattled.
And those linebackers don't have a coverage. They're literally guarding grass out there, but he had so much time to get under it.
Oh, he missed that tackle. He was unblocked too.
That
They
hop.
let the defensive tackle go that
So,
they were running.
This
at.
is if you watch the middle linebacker. This is one of those fundamentals. So he's lined up kind of far back, but he will waste so much time with this little hop because he has no idea where his nose guard is going, and he just gets destroyed because he does the little hop and he stands up straight. So you let your blocker get a good get off and then get under you. I mean, that's going to be open all day. Yeah,
Trap.
it's a habit. It's a habit. He hops every time.
Yeah, you gotta build
That
better
you
habits
gotta
there. There was
you gotta
what they call them,
nip
read
that in the butt.
steps or momentum
Look how
steps or
far
whatever you want to
back
call it. And they trapped that
Granted,
defensive tackle right there.
I know that they're, middle run heavy. Those defensive ends, they'll hop, and like number 1 is the defensive end, and look how far back he is.
Mm-hmm.
If they would run sweeps all day.
They just attacked him. Even if you don't have the speed, they've had the edge a couple times already. By the way, I just want to point out that trap. Watch the trap, man. Far side guard comes across. And boop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mike, your dinner is ready.
Oh, that wasn't me. See, look how far back they are.
And they
So
just give it up right there.
yeah, see,
before
you give up 5 yards every time because look how far back that is. Like typically, as a
there is
linebacker,
no topside end.
yeah, on that play there wasn't, but even so, that outside linebacker because he's got no key, and then
Right.
so his eyes deceive him, and makes the improper read. As a linebacker, especially at the youth level, you should basically be able to touch the defensive lineman in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That especially if you're running a stack formation like this, like really it's like supposed to be a 5-3 stack. Look how far back you are. You're already giving yourself a disadvantage. So when the offense knows the snap count, they're supposed to have the better get off than you have. So your only hope is distance and make sure that you're taking your correct movement or momentum step forward. So you got to know where your defensive lineman's going, and then you got to know where your movement step is going. If you don't do those things, you're giving up a full second of reaction time to the offense, and they are going to continuously punish you for it.
And this might just be a week 1 issue, but you'll see a lot of that, them read and react, mostly the react part when they're not reading a key. They're just watching the backfield to see what happens. So maybe there was no game plan because there's no film initially. One thing I want to see in this next film, I don't know if I can't remember or not. We've seen trap one time, but in this, the fullback looks slightly offset here. I wonder if they run the trap here. Wonder if that's a giveaway or not.
He is offset, yeah.
Nope. They ran. He's just kicking him out off tackle.
Which still
He's
might be an
offset a little
indicator
bit
as well.
here. Now they're running off tackle again, though.
Yep.
Interesting. We'll see if that holds up. Another offset. They go
Comes
outside
that
with
way
it.
again.
Kicks. Man, he just pulled that guy over.
Yeah, well, he's not using leverage, not taking on that block correctly. But like I said, must be that week one thing. Hopefully, we'll see.
So they threw out of this next play here.
This is the beach.
No. Well,
Those
it looks
ends are
like a
corners.
35 instead of a 53. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's on purpose or
exactly.
not. If it's a 35, then I understand why the ends
They're
are so far back.
Correct.
But then I have other questions if you're running a 35 at the youth level versus a
Mhm.
team
Why
that
would
runs
you?
predominantly, and you know they're going to run predominantly. Central Saints have been running the ball since 2005.
Mhm. Yeah,
Leaked, kind of a
like a
corner. The right play call, just got to come down with it, bud. Number 4. Got to catch those. You don't get too many of those. Power sweep.
backside field took a while.
He's offsides. They pull that backside guard right up the hole. That's like a Nugget double wing sweep, but just out of the
Mhm.
shotgun. That's all that was. And there's that counter reverse out of it too. Oh,
Oh,
all right.
scoop
Running
some
backs
score, dude.
coach.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does he take the handoff correctly? Nope.
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 And then
Two
he's got it
hands
down
under.
by his hip, and it comes right back out
Yep. Inside arm is up.
inside, or the not necessarily. Well, I know they always say inside
Well,
arm,
right,
but
right,
it's
right.
the
Ball
arm
side
towards the
arm.
ball. Yeah, ball side arm.
Yeah. Ball side arm is up.
And look,
And your hands
he's got
are
a
about a
basket.
thumb's length
He
away
held
from
it
your
like a baby.
body.
Yeah.
Right? Thumb's length is
Baby
away from
handoff.
your body. That's all
And
it's
then you'll
supposed to be.
watch. You see where the ball is now? It's at his left hip.
Yep.
I mean, in traffic, if you go one-handed, you're running the ball with, just in one hand. You got to keep that
And he
thing
even
pinned to
read
your
it
chest
wrong.
with the nose up.
Look at that. If he would have went inside, he had boof all day.
So I think this is an important one, right? Because we always hear coaches say the right things, right? Like high and tight, hand over the point of the ball, whatever, right? But how many coaches actually practice deliberately
Yep.
how to hold the ball, right? How many coaches do nothing but we're receiving handoffs today, and you do that for like 20 straight minutes? I as many
EDBs.
practices I've gone to, yeah, almost nobody does these types of drills every day. No, almost nobody does. They immediately like just want to push towards scrimmage
I
and
think
do
with
like an hour of it.
Ripon, it's a week 1 issue. They just haven't had enough time to rep it because I think Ripon does run those kinds of everyday drills
Mm-hmm.
because they do get significantly better later in the season. Oh,
Yeah,
big
yeah,
battle
and
for the
maybe it's
ball.
just
That's a
because
big
you
pick.
you have a real, you know, green team, but
I think he knew where he was going with it right off the snap. Obviously, like most youth teams do. 3 steps, and he's just gonna launch.
ooh,
It's
illegal
just
man
great
downfield.
position for the corner though. Good job.
Yeah.
Way to play your assignment, not be peeking in the backfield looking at the magic show.
Either way, there's a legal lineman downfield. That wouldn't have flown. I would have been all over that. Well, these guys
Well,
10
I don't
yards
know. The
in,
refs
yo.
don't really. The refs don't really call it as often as we'd like to. I'm gonna have a little hashtag youth refs.
Mm.
My bad, catching some B-roll here. All right, here we go. Jet sweep.
See,
Bad
again,
leverage.
he's taking the
Stay on your
outside lane
block.
and he shouldn't be taking. If you watch number 4 on this play, he should be penetrating upfield from the inside out because he knows the corner's there. Look. And he basically blocks
overran
the
it.
corner almost.
He's
Yeah,
overran
he
it several
overran it.
times already.
Right. He needs to trust that his defenders are there. And I don't maybe he just doesn't know where his teammates are supposed to be on that play, but yeah.
All right. Same thing with the backside defender, Mike. Watch this defensive end come running him down. What hip is you should be aiming for here? It should be
Man, he
that
should be back shoulder, that back hip
backfield,
every
that
time.
backfield, the back shoulder,
Yep.
right? And watch where
Yep.
he goes. Oh, already.
Already.
Already he's gonna get juked here. Whoop.
Now that okay, that's a little bit
80 something bails
past
him
week
out.
1, right? That's a little bit past week 1.
True,
A
true,
little
true.
bit. But yeah, that's
Inside. Oh.
oh,
He had the inside for days.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Well,
Watch the
it
blocking
really
is there too. Watch, look, they have it.
No,
I mean, 9
well,
peeks inside. But
Yeah,
if he hits the hole hard, he gets just as many yards as bouncing it outside. It's there.
oh, that linebacker kills me. What are you doing?
Nobody
Getting caught
saw.
on the inside.
Good job, wide receiver. That's a good stock block right there, even against a bigger guy.
Oh,
All right.
just get in the way.
Oh, that was it's good by the linebacker, bad by the end.
Oh, that late hit. Yeah.
The
Right.
end
that
is
was
just
late.
touching and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Another sweep.
Oh, that end
Let's go.
backed
Now
up.
he's got it. 44.
That was
bad angle.
yeah. Rewind it. Show him that end on that side. Holy God. The linebacker didn't do much of a better job, but
And then the corner.
he
even.
literally went back and then tried to come forward. It's like
Take that number 44 away from you.
right, your box on the defense, those interior guys, your first step
Here
should
comes
always
counter.
be forward.
There it is. Inside, thinking they're going to run with it.
Yep.
Kind of
And
did. So they set up the play that time.
Yeah, linebacker went backwards into the side.
Again.
If you're telling I don't like the word because I think it's always misinterpreted or misunderstood by youth football players. But if you're telling your linebackers to scrape, you should probably change what word you're using. Don't say scrape because they'll always take that as moving like side to side.
Side to side.
That's not what I think most coaches mean. Like you need to be coming forward, and scraping I think used to be kind of like a term like to get off the block. And for some reason over the years it seems like now it's like a side to side thing. It's like, no, we shouldn't be just floating side to side. That's not what linebackers do.
Oh, that big man. All right, that. I'm gonna show you my biggest pet peeve in the whole wide world, coaches. And I know he's a big guy. I know he's a big guy, but he can get in a 3-point stance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just NFL players 350. I've seen 400-pound players get in 3-point stances. That guy's standing.
Yeah, and I don't know what defensive formation
it's not
they're
like
in.
it makes it any easier for him. It's not like he's going to produce better results because watch what happens with the big guy. The running back literally runs into him. Oh, it's frustrating. Oh, you plugged a hole. It's like on accident.
Yeah, linebackers are brand new.
See, and all he does is stand straight up and does nothing.
There you go. Enforce that to get wide. That's not too bad. Counter. So they always follow that counter right behind their jet sweep. So they run the jet sweep and they counter right back underneath. They've done that 3 times at least already that I've seen. We'll see. Pitch around. Yep. Power sweep. Some good blocking on the edge. Didn't hold the block. This is just double wing action.
Yeah, linebackers. Obviously, this is week 1, so I don't expect them to like get the running lanes correctly, be able to
And if you're
fill
going to
the
get
running
into a
lanes.
4-point stance, fire out and look where you're going instead of looking down at the ground just to get up.
Sneak. This is the longest QB sneak in the world. Most of it was just snap count, I think, on that one. The defense was just not ready.
Quit snap.
Yep. Defense got to be set before the offense. As far as being ready for a snap. Held there. Extra point. Another onside kick. Dove on it this time.
Go after it.
Yep. Oh my goodness! Look how far back they are.
Oh, you know I'm going to go back to it because this is also another pet peeve of mine too. Stand-up defensive linemen. Okay, even during the stream, this bugs me just because of the framing the stream too as well. Most people think, oh, it's single back. Nope. There's a running back way back there.
Yeah.
7,
What is
8
that?
yards
8,
back.
9 yards almost? It's like 6, 7,
Yeah.
8, maybe 9 yards here.
So if he has like a 10-yard run and you just go straight to line of scrimmage, you're still only getting 2 yards. Like
If he's at the right depth, the ball gets there, no problem. But he's like, it hangs in the air, trying to run down.
Barely.
you should break down an old Robertson film and show him how far a pitch actually goes, right?
2 feet, maybe.
2 feet, yeah.
almost a handoff.
Damn near. That big boy. I remember they just ran the hell out of that kid. And he was starting to pick up a lot of yards for him too. They rotated him in. He's a one-trick pony almost. Back on offense here. Is that end around?
Good job of 64 for driving that big boy back.
Looks like we got backup linebackers in.
There's the counter right off the sweep.
Well, it's
Outside,
'cause
back inside.
Your eyes
Outside, back
deceive you.
inside.
Eyes deceive you.
Oh,
You
there's your
have to
tail.
know your
Inside.
key.
They didn't do well on that one, so they don't set up the plays. I mean, these are basic setups too. There he is standing again. Ugh. Those are always
And
risky. You really have to, as an offensive coordinator, you're going to run this if you know the defense is just crazy over aggressive. You're going to run this play because there's no blocking on the edge here. Like, they have to be committed. And usually you are eyeing a backside defensive end. If you notice one of the ends is just slicing, like, through the backfield as fast as they can, this is where you can catch them on. But this end didn't really do that. Yeah, a little bit.
No, he sliced and he gave it up. And then you still had another improper.
So it was actually
angle
the corner that was there. And now he's honest. They run up inside. That's a good play call, coach, right there. Got him. That's another way to get a aggressive defense off their momentum.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go with your
Stay
head
on
up,
your block.
man. So I don't really like the showing here. When the linebackers are coming up and you're showing, either you're trying to freak an offensive lineman out and you're just trying to screw up blocking scheme usually at this level. But if you're going to be blitzing, your linebacker should not already be up on the line like before the cadence even starts. Really, you kind of want the linebackers not to show and then try to almost time the count or, show at the last minute because the kids on the offensive line are probably not going to like quickly make the blocking adjustment in their mind. And that's really what blitzing is supposed to be doing, is to be confusing the blocking scheme. That way you can, penetrate through a gap you wouldn't normally penetrate through.
I think
when he's already up here on the line,
it might be a lucky call because he's actually replacing a pulling guard. The pulling guard doesn't actually sit, or no one comes down on him. Either that, or miss him. Let's see.
But the thing is, later in the season, do they make this change, or does the guard go, okay, I know I'm pulling, maybe the tackle cuts him or something, or maybe I don't pull on this play now because he's going to be penetrating.
The center
through.
should come
You
back to
show
him.
him now,
yeah, that other defensive tackle. But
right. It should be, but now you're giving the lineman the opportunity to adjust. And if you had not shown and just blitz behind him, you're going to get that penetration.
I think the center missed him anyway. Oh, kid's hurt.
Got the wind knocked out of him.
There we go. Now they go their spread set. They throw here. Oh,
missed it.
They did throw. I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible, Matt. Terrible. I think I'm mixed up on the recording. There we go. Side in comes free. They just throw it up. Damn pole in the way. Incomplete pass. They're open. They're getting behind the defense. They just can't seem to come up with
defense not set. I think we got a lot of backups in at this moment.
Could be.
I don't know if they have a minimum play rule.
They do.
Yeah,
that could be
probably, Probably trying to stick some.
Was that a wheel route on the backside?
Looked like it, huh? Some type of crossing. Missed that one.
Yeah, that's a wheel route. And the wheel's open if you can reach him. Damn. Post is open too, don't get me wrong. That's a tough throw as a right-handed, as a 12U. I mean, he tried to get his hips around to throw that.
But it sailed on him a little bit.
Yeah, but you're throwing you
took too long to develop too. Yeah.
That takes a lot of reps to get that motion down, to actually gain power out of that throw.
Like that?
Well, that's not nearly as deep, but yeah.
Right.
This kid has a little bit stronger of an arm, I think.
That was good by that linebacker. he drops into his zone. I don't know what, obviously they're supposed to be doing in a pass play, but he did good dropping to his zone and then coming up to go get him.
Uh-oh.
Man, that was wide
Nobody
open.
home.
Good push out.
Big boy's got some wheels.
Not bad.
Good angle.
Good angle.
Good angle.
Now we got
Now they're in 3-point stances. And then they're making tackles right there near the line. It takes so long to develop.
They're
out
in
the backfield.
4-point stances.
Oh.
See, that's again that backside. It's the linebackers aren't filling. I think the defensive line is doing a great job actually getting through. I don't know if that's just because they're bigger and more aggressive, but
They
they're
were
not
huge
staying
compared to
blocked.
Ripon.
Yeah.
I remember talking to the
And
coach.
they
He
were
said that the
aggressive.
team was a little intimidated in the
Yeah.
first half because of how big that team was.
Yeah.
And they could just
I
do
think
that.
the line seems to be firing out a lot more. They look a little bit, obviously the fundamentals with the hands and their level.
The
is
defensive line's doing a good job
weak
shedding
one,
the
but-
block. Just kind of sliding
Skinny.
off. Initial surge from Saints looks okay, and then they just slide off. Ooh, try to catch him
Yes.
napping, but nope.
He called it right. He crept right into the hole and just missed him.
Yeah, and he was able to bleed
Linebacker?
through because he
Oh.
didn't show right
Mhm.
away.
Yeah, this is what we call happy feet, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this quarterback. Just stay in the pocket. You got all the protection. It was there. He sacked himself.
See, the linebacker's just floating back there until he sees a gap, then penetrating instead of knowing where those running lanes are going to develop.
And they're kind of, see, that would be great if that happens more often. But since the backfield is taking so long to develop and actually hit the line of scrimmage, the linebackers are getting away with it
Yes,
to a
they're
degree.
not being
Not always,
punished
but
for
to a
it.
degree.
Mhm.
Fall forward.
Nice tackle.
Even though he's the big guy who was unblocked. Off. You're off. Even though he's on.
Oh, man.
But that's good for the quarterback to recognize that, to know where his people are.
Once number
We're
4
supposed to
started
be.
building some confidence here, he started having an effect on the game.
Yeah, you got a proper stance middle linebacker. You ain't a sprinter.
Linebackers are going. They know they're running up the middle. Number 4 don't care. Now linebackers are creeping and just trying to stop this inside run game. But if you get by that second level, then it's night-night. They're still getting yards on the blitz. Blitzing don't fix everything. Coach Mike
Nope.
taught me that.
See?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, they
Trap.
left it open. So this is so if you rewind it, this is the problem when you haven't practiced proper blitzing or knowing where your defensive lineman going. Look, he's gonna blitz in the A gap, and the defensive lineman is gonna go in the same
Go
one.
right with him.
Miscommunication and assignment.
And now usually,
They
okay,
made the trap
you'll
that
have
much better.
the backside linebacker, right? You're gonna read, or you're gonna have a key, and then you're gonna have a read, but then you're supposed to fill the backside lane. So this linebacker that's hasn't still taken his momentum step should be filling in
That
behind.
linebacker is still
He-
there
he's
where he
just-
started.
He's right.
He's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And now
So he doesn't have the proper foot fundamentals when a ball snap, and he hasn't been given a key.
no.
He
And
doesn't.
it
He
gets a
hasn't been
trap
told
played
you're gonna
too,
watch
he's gonna be
this
stunned.
guy. Yeah.
He's gonna be watching the magic show. Pitch, kick, trying to get to the alley, but cut it up.
That was a bit better. Filling the alleys.
Oh, he missed the kick on that pull.
His head
Don't
was
leave your
down.
feet, man. Don't leave your feet.
Got to see what you're hitting.
He missed. I think he's missing on the outside when his head should be to the inside towards the line of scrimmage here. See how he misses to the outside?
Yep.
The wrong aiming point. If he wants to go outside, let him go. Just let him go around. It's a trap. He's coming right up the middle anyway.
Yeah.
He's
We'll
running himself right
flatten
out of
out.
the play. The offensive lineman, let it go. Let him take themselves out of the play. Just a little push to the outside. That's all you need. He ran himself out anyway. Little offsides there. They let it go. Oh, number 4. If you gain more confidence, hopefully you did throughout the rest of the season.
Mhm. Yeah, he
Trap.
would be a
He was tiptoeing, and he had a lane. Boy, he had a lane. And no one's going to want to get in front of you, dude. Love for run
Number
like that.
52 seems to be doing a very good job.
52.
Yeah,
not
he'll
so much
tap
on
and
that
then go to
play.
the next level. Huh?
Not so much on that last play.
Yeah.
Oh, his stances. I wonder if he's just tired, man. He's kind of shoulder bumping everybody. Look at his stance.
yeah.
Straight legged. Here's the pull. Turns it in. Doesn't kick out. Tries to follow the hole. Yeah, he's just throwing himself as a body in there.
So if
now.
you this
Maybe I
is
saw his
why
2 great plays.
these linebacker stances are killing me. When you start in these like little sprinter stances and you're in the middle, your balance is going to be so narrow that you're going to get pushed over. If you look at that middle linebacker, he's going to sprint through. His stance is narrow and he's tall. He's going to push right over because you have no leverage.
Oh, is that his
And he
tell for
goes,
the blitz?
"Whoop," and he's kind of like gets. You just don't have any balance. You don't have any leverage. If you went through more square, you could get more leverage, and you wouldn't just fall over. It starts with your stance. You have to have proper stances.
Yep. From offense, defensive line, linebackers, wide receivers, running
That's
backs,
probably why
quarterback.
yeah, these smaller guys are able to push you around because you don't have proper balance in your stances.
That backside is almost getting there. Here comes a counter. He bounced it. I think for the running backs, they just need to look at the alignment for the second level too. Not just reading the initial block, but kind of looking one more level deep. Just assume you're going to get that first block. You're always going to have to break the first tackle, of course, but hopefully that first tackle is the linebacker. There's the reverse.
Linebacker went straight, went backwards.
Lead with your head.
He is just.
Oh.
So here's a good play to kind of to really
If you
show
really
like
cut up.
what a key and what a read is. So typically, like in past, the way I would have done a key and then a read for this middle linebacker is basically we're going to be watching the man right behind the quarterback. And then so if he goes left or right, doesn't matter. We're gonna go take our eyes and we're gonna go look exactly at the wing that he's headed towards. We're gonna take our momentum step, and right when he sees that deep back, take off to the right. My eyes are gonna go straight to the wing.
The far side.
And then once I see that. Now obviously, later down the season we could talk about feeling guard pulling and reading the triangle or the diamond, right? See, so he takes off, he takes the step, and he should have been looking at the wing,
Yep. Seeing if
Yeah.
anyone's coming back.
right?
Luckily,
So
his
that,
teammates bailed him out. There was
but that,
no
that's
blocking. Got caught
something,
up in the middle with the
yeah,
penetration.
right. That is a lot of what you have to be practicing. Obviously, it's week 1, so you don't know exactly what their offense is going to be, but you have to practice where you're looking, which is the key, and you're reading, which is the reaction.
Oh, those
Big
poor little
boy.
kids right up the
Yeah.
middle. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
falling forward.
Yeah. See, blitzing
Just
don't solve it.
fall on me.
Well, I mean, look at where the initial points of contact are for number 4. Tall, 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 tall. The
Yep.
highest was at a waist level.
All
Man,
yeah.
ankle bite. There's no shame, little guys.
Can't move their feet. Can't go forward.
At highest that thigh pad.
At highest. And it still hurts if
Yeah.
you hit the thigh pad because those are usually big thighs.
Oh, yep. That kid does have big thighs too.
Oops.
I'm not gonna harp on special teams very much on week 1.
No.
That's a much neglected part of the game when we're talking youth football.
Most people are still
Especially
trying
in
to
week
polish
1.
offenses and defenses.
Yep.
Which I think Trans Valley Youth is probably the furthest along in week 1 versus some of these other leagues, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. Let me put it in perspective. Week 1 is the same week as Jamboree for everybody else. So really, they're only
Right.
1 week ahead. They start a little bit early, but they look good for week 1. I've seen,
Right.
I've seen a lot worse. Oh,
Yeah.
broke him. Still didn't matter. Had help. Oh, that end is confident now. All right, so 2 plays in a row. I mean, he's just going to have number 9 at the bottom, takes on the shoulder, bam, stop, sweep, nothing.
Perfect.
Now he's got
sees that sweep
confidence.
with the key on. Yep.
Now look at these fundamentals. He's not bad.
Ooh, deep
A
as the
little
deepest
bit bad.
bag.
Yeah, that was a little bad.
Yeah,
But watch this.
yeah.
He was waiting for that fake. Sell
Yeah,
the
see,
fake,
now
QB.
he knows, right? 'Cause
I
you're
would
waiting
go to the
for it
other
to
side because
back.
that defensive end just backpedals right off the snap.
Right. Number 4, it's okay. The open field is your friend too.
Oh, see?
Linebackers.
If you're confident, be confident. You know your leg. Go. You see it. Oh, hearts like the Red Sea. Go. Oh. You could have just hit, just face right in the numbers, shoulder right in the hip. That dude goes down.
Oh, the trap. Oh, that poor number 22 Foster. Good job. Watch this. He's the defensive tackle that was a 3 tech on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Cuts in,
Cool.
squeezes,
Whoa.
just ugh. But you know what? It was a tight hole. Everyone else filled.
Yep.
That's a sacrifice. And that's a big guy pulling with all the momentum, and he just ate it. But he didn't give up too much ground. And he didn't come too far upfield.
See, they keep rolling the dice. Eventually, you're gonna roll snake eyes, and they're gonna find a gap. Yeah, see, they're just putting everybody down.
Oh, if he didn't just keep his feet, he would have had it. Good stop for Ripon there. Swing. Good block on the edge. Another good block on the edge.
Let's get cut.
Not bad. Good play. Good blocks. Rolls it right. Good fire.
That number 9's got confidence. He's coming.
Oh, by the
like a
way,
bat out of hell every
this
play.
catch right here, they were down by a few points. And this was towards the end of the game. This is fourth quarter with like a minute left or so. That won it for him right there. I wish I had the sound with the, I mean, they were nuts. Ripon sideline just went nuts. All right. He should be trying to get out of bounds. But this kid cut in and then tight-roped it. Gone. Won it for him.
Crazy.
That's a ballsy play, kid. Make that one cut up inside. I'd like to think he knew that he was supposed to get out of bounds, but
right, yeah.
I mean, at
Yeah,
12,
yeah,
maybe
but
he
really,
didn't,
it's
but
just all
and it paid off.
adrenaline.
That was never in his mind. He was going to win it right then and there.
But he did, though. That was bad. He's a bad man. Cold-blooded. That was like a 65-yard catch and run. And he's winded.
Understandably so. And that's
Brutal.
the game.
That's it. Well, then.
Okay, so this was, I remember this game kind of ended really weird. Mathematically speaking, they should have just kept running. And they took a knee, and then they ran. And I think they take like another knee. Or no, they did another run, and then
Another run. Okay.
and then they give it back up. So now Saints have a shot at it. But
Yeah.
they haven't really thrown too much all game, maybe 2 or 3 times. That's a good throw. Caught it in traffic. What a catch.
That was crazy.
Hey,
But
84 was
Fox
in on the coverage too, man. Don't get too mad, man. You were there. It was just a great catch. Swing. 18.
Good wrap up.
When
It's
it
one
counts,
of those
Ripon made the
adre-
plays.
Adrenaline wrap ups, right?
Yep. Oops,
The
I kind of
stream.
exited out of the stream. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, so we'll cut it there, and hold on. Let's see if I can. Don't show me this again. All right, so that was the end of the video. I exited out of the video, so it was a great first game of the year. Like I said, we did that one solo. I remember being on the sideline for the junior novice game for like the first half, and then I got invited up to the on top of the press box. So thanks, Matt, the president, for Ripon Knights for allowing me to do that because it was crowded and those stands were really low. So it paid off. So what do you guys think overall? Week 1 for TVYFL, both those squads did well in the year later on. Saints and Ripon Knights, two good franchises. For linebackers, week 1, what do you think, Mike? I know you're critical.
I'm always super critical. I just have a really high bar for because those are usually going to be your better athletes. Those are usually going to be your more experienced athletes. So there are a few things that you need to have down pat, especially for your starters. One, they need to be in proper stances. There's no excuse for not being in proper stances. And then the second thing you learn is where to line up. You should always be lining up in the right spot. Those two things you have to do before you even step on the field for Jamboree. Those things have to be like automatic. They just know like, oh, this is where I line up and this is how I'm supposed to look before the ball snap, like no matter what.
I
And
feel
then
like
for
I feel like if coaches just focus on that rather than teaching extra plays and just taking extra time to just line up in this formation, now line up in this formation, now line up in this formation. Just call it, run up to the line. Are you set right? Are people aligned properly? Do they have the spacing? All those kinds of things. I think that sets you up for success in week 1 more than knowing a few extra plays.
yeah, especially. And then obviously you especially when you have the majority of the talent, the majority of the experience, they need to be have proper fundamentals. They need to have proper fundamentals when the ball is snapped. So you need to be taking those momentum steps and read steps. They need to know what a key and a read is, that type of thing. They don't have to perform it perfectly. They don't have to fill all the running lanes like it's magic as they're just kind of filtering through, but they should know what it is and they should know kind of what it looks like and how to do it. So, yeah, I think most coaches just get a little ahead of themselves. Right? They really want to get in scrimmage and they really want to just mesh it all together. It's like, well, you have to have all the parts in first,
Yep.
right?
Those
And I
young
think a
coaches are
lot
like,
of
I got to
coaches.
get my system installed. I got to get my system
Right.
installed.
Yeah, you want the whole thing, right? And I think what normally for like our jamborees, it's like we got 5 plays and we're gonna run them like we've been running it for like 5 years. So,
Literally
and
5,
we do,
6 plays, maybe. That's all
yeah,
really we go into Jamboree with, and
consistently.
maybe even week
Yep,
1, maybe you get a few more
yep. And defensively, we have no blitzes in. They don't even know what it is yet.
because they can't do it responsibly.
Well, it is another subset part of what we're trying to accomplish with a blitz, so it is more complicated. So if you can't line up correctly, if you can't like tackle correctly, there's what are you blitzing for? You can't even do the basics yet. So
Well, your
you know
defensive line's got to know where they're going to if you're going to blitz them. Too many
mhm.
times we saw that where they were blitzing into a plugged hole because the
That could have been a
defensive line was
linebacker thing
going.
too. The defensive line might have been going to the right gap. We don't even know who was wrong on that play,
Right, right.
really,
That's what I
right?
mean.
But yeah, that's the kind of problems that you're going to see is both guys going to the same A gap, and then it's like, whoops, that's huge first down or something.
So then, and then looking at the trenches in particular, I saw stances as a big problem. That should be done before Jamboree, even not even just week 1. And I know kids, they're not able to get in a stance, but by catering to them and saying, "Oh, I understand you're kind of big, maybe you're a little out of shape, and you can't get a stance," it's like
That's lazy.
I'm sorry, that's just lazy on the coach's part. You're letting the kid be
Yes.
lazy, and I think that's lazy on the kid, the coach's part. You're letting them get away with that.
Then body placement too. When they're blocking, they need to know what their key is. What side of the body, where to put the hat, where to drive, instead of just man up, drive about. That doesn't work. You don't need to do that. You can have the smaller guy with the good technique, placing the hat on the left or the right side, depending on where the ball's going.
So Yeah, big props to Central Saints for even having the trap installed in week 1, and they used it a lot, and they were successful on a handful of times. But like you were saying, just the hat placement or the helmet placement. Am I looking inside to kick them out? Obviously, let them go outside if they're willing to go outside, especially on the trap play. They're going to run themselves right out of the play. That's okay. Don't fall for the outside head fake, and then they come back in and stop your trap play just because you fell for a simple head fake and now you're going outside. We saw that on the defensive side of the ball too. Defensive linemen and ends chasing down the wrong shoulder of quarterbacks and running backs and just allowing cutbacks and allowing them to bounce outside when you had all the help.
And being disciplined on those outsides, of always trying to cut back inside and then whoop right outside you.
Yeah, I feel like we hear a lot of coaches scream and yell, stay outside, but they have to be able to coach it. Why are they failing at that aspect, right?
Yeah.
They
How do you
understand
stay
you
outside?
keep screaming and yelling, but they keep doing it incorrectly, and they keep falling for the inside head fakes, not understanding the entire defense, right? They don't understand why it's important that they need to stay outside, and then maybe sometimes kind of let them cut back inside, right? Maybe I'm not going to get the tackle. Maybe they're just going to be right out of arm's reach, and I might only grab a jersey. I don't, they want the whole tackle, they want the whole thing, and they're not playing team defense, especially in Jamboree in week 1. They need to understand that their teammates are responsible to backfill that alley or that lane, and they're supposed to maintain the outside. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting yelled at.
They're merely the puzzle piece. You're forcing it back inside because you know your partner right behind you is going to fill that hole. So you didn't make the tackle, but you made the tackle because you made that play go back inside. They have to understand their role, that they're not going to be the glory, linebacker that's going to get every tackle, but the defensive line makes that happen. So if you didn't have Tony Saragusa there, Ray Lewis isn't anything.
Exactly right. So,
And then it all breaks down to, like, if I think coaches were really honest with themselves, if you took the whole pie, what sliver of that pie is done for these types of fundamentals, right? Is it most of your pie? Is it fundamentals? Like if you took the whole time of your practice, how much of that pie is fundamentals? How much of it is practicing staying outside? How much of it is dances?
And the
If
key
if,
part is
if
don't
half your
coach
pie is
down to them.
scrimmage, you're not learning anything. Yeah.
right, you're
Yeah.
learning by trial and error. And it's
Yeah.
really rough for kids to learn that way too, as well. They don't like being set up for failure. So, as a defensive coordinator, Mike, usually most of your defensive coordinator, and you saw what Ripon was running, and you saw what the Saints were running. As a defensive coordinator, what kind of what's your game plan, just in a nutshell, against each team?
I mean, it's really hard in week 1, so I'm not gonna be too critical about like having, um, set type of keys and reads,
Well, let's say
especially when
you
you
were going
don't
to do
really
it again,
know.
right? You were seeing them again later in the season. What kind of game plan would you be theorizing?
Uh, I don't know if Ripon Christian is forced to hold to that 3-5, but if it were me, it'd become a 5-3. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And some of the emphasis would be obviously filling those gaps because if you're oversized like that, you don't have to take on the offensive lineman. If you got good rip moves and you got good pad level, you can get in those gaps and occupy those gaps. And you mix that with proper linebacker fundamentals with momentum steps and filling running lanes. Really, especially when it's just eye backs and strong eye, you're really not going to get a whole lot of complicated sets from them. So if you're able to drill those fundamentals in, you can beat them on those fundamentals. We've done it before. I'm sure coaches have seen it before. So if you really do that, you can beat them. As far as Central Catholic goes for them defensively, I mean, it's a little bit the same thing. I think the defensive ends need to understand kind of their pursuit angles and what their objectives are as far as if you're going to keep everything in, that's one way to attack it. I would almost say you want to kind of make them run flat because you're faster than they are. So if you want to go that route, you can. And then obviously with your safeties and linebackers, you need to know your running lanes. You
Those
need to
alleys.
know
Yeah.
where those alleys are going to be. You need to know that that corner's coming from the outside. You need to know that safety's coming for that outside shoulder, and they need to trust you that you're coming for that inside shoulder with a real bad attitude, because you can scare some little running backs and wide receivers if they feel that heat from the inside. They will eat
They'll run out of
negative yardage
bounds.
all day. Yeah, they'll eat that negative yardage all day. I want nothing to do with those big guys. So that's kind of that would be the central theme of what I would be doing with them.
All right. Coach Ralph, if you're Ripon and Central Saints here, and you need to come up with another game plan for later this season against those teams, what could they do better? What would you be focusing on?
I didn't see too many outside plays. I mean, granted, with their, they didn't have a whole lot of speed, but
You're talking about the
mixing it up
Saints.
a little bit. What's that?
The Saints not getting outside very often.
Yeah, well, either one, really.
That's all
I mean,
Ripon
nobody really
tried. They cut
ran.
up a lot though.
What's that? Yeah, yes, they did. Yeah, but the Saints have that beefy beef up there too. So, I mean, if it works, just keep using it, because especially with the Ripon size, they were able to run just in the trench all day,
Yeah.
right up the middle.
I felt like
But
the Saints didn't give themselves enough credit for some of the speed that they did have. They could have gone to those outside runnings, I think, a little bit more, and that would have definitely freed up number 4 and some of those other guys to really gouge the defense, because we saw in the second half Ripon just started just blitzing, between the C's over and
That's
over and
it's
over
panic
again.
blitzing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it is. And like I said,
It's
you see
panic
big
blitzing.
number 4, and it's like, oh God, how are we going to stop him? We'll just keep throwing bodies at it, which is not great, because number 4, I mean, that doesn't work later on this season if he gains any amount of confidence. And then he starts shedding tackles and not getting tripped up at the ankles, because he finally gets used to that, where people are starting to ankle bite him. He turns into a problem. So, all right.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, coaches. I really appreciate the breakdown. And for everybody watching on YouTube, we're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be breaking down that live stream that we had every time. So Monday, and hopefully by that Monday night, late Monday night, we'll have this released. You have to be a VIP member, pay for the subscription on the YouTube channel. We'll have the Vimeo full live streams available for purchase in high quality. And I think I might have the rewatch live stream from the YouTube that's a little bit lower quality, also available for the VIP members as well. So if you guys are interested in doing that, please help support the channel. There's a lot of time, effort, practice, and trying to get these things to work right. But we appreciate any support that you guys can give us. So also like, subscribe as always, and we'll see you next time.